Okay then, thank you very much for coming tonight for an update from the competitions team. So join myself and Katy Cumming tonight. I'm John Nott. I'm just going to run you through where we're at with virtual competitions we have planned for the next few months once hopefully more areas are out of lockdown. Updates from our return to competition guidance that are going to be going into that, and that'll be re-released. Just to give you all some thoughts, planning ahead into 2021 with outdoors and indoor tournaments. I authorised some indoor record status shoots today, and they're selling out fast. And I'll talk about this later. Katy's then gonna take us all through the new application process using Sport 80 for UK record status and world record status events. So that, as of now, is now the only way to do it. And then some news on Target Achievement Awards, World Archery and the Rose Awards, and then questions. But if you do have any specific questions while this is going on, please just say. So our winter virtual postal competitions we have planned. We have an outdoor postal league based on the Frostbite, but I refuse to copy the Frostbite because that isn't being ran this winter. So made some changes to that. There is a Winterfield League that's been organised by a group of field clubs, predominantly down south and in Wales. I'll tell you all about that. We have the January Challenge, as for every year, but we've made a few changes. We're doing a virtual indoor round, the 300, similar to the 360 we ran in the summer. We intend to run a virtual national indoor championships, and then also we have some more of these seminars going on through the winter. Okay, so first up, National Outdoor Postal League this winter. So based on a variation of the on-target round that's used in the on-target competition, clubs will shoot outdoors as a team like you would in a Frostbite. This is going to be a free event, and it's going to run through December through to March. Clubs will shoot as a team once a month. With your monthly results, will then go and form a national league. You won't be put into divisions like you are with the BA because we have no information on you, so it'll start afresh for everyone. A round will be 36 arrows shot in 6 ends of 6 arrows, 4 minutes an end. And a team from a club will be 6 people. That team must have in it 1 female minimum, 1 unsighted archer, and a maximum of 2 compounds in a team. So we're going to shoot 50 meters to make it different. Compounds, you can use any form of 80 centimeter target face. Recurves, they'll shoot on a full size face, so all the longbows and the bare bar archers. Youth archers, so anyone under 16, you can shoot at 30 meters on the appropriate target face to your style. A club is welcome to shoot more than 1 team. It can be different people each month, but any one archer can only represent one club through the series of events. I have written full rules for this. They will be on the website hopefully next week. There will be a registration process as well for clubs to say they want to take part. There will be awards for the top clubs and also the top individuals. Winterfield League, this is kicking off this weekend in Pentref in Wales, because the Welsh archers are welcome to now go out and start shooting again. So far, Overton, Black Arrows, Deer Park, Pentref, Fort Purbrook, Exmouth archers have all agreed to host one of these a month. It's a 12 target round. It's a very mixed up round, but it's just to get new people into field archery. So if your club does have a field course, you are welcome to host one of these. I'll give you the contact details of the people running it. Or you're welcome to go and shoot at any of these every month. They are open for anyone to go and shoot at. Again, they're running local and non-local events. Wait a minute, Curtis. The 12 target course. To be in the National League, there is going to be a National League for this. and that is going to be you must shoot at 2 different venues. Again, full info on the Winterfield League is all on the Archery GB website. If you go to shoot and compete, Winterfield League, everything is there. All the dates of all the host clubs. This is a fantastic bit of work by a group of volunteers started between Overton and Deer Park. I'm really pleased about this. January challenge. This has ran for years thanks to Nick Beeson. We're just making a few little changes to help people out with this year with the COVID situation. Firstly, you can shoot it indoors or outdoors. That does not matter. But if you are shooting it indoors and your club doesn't have enough time, you are allowed to shoot it in 2 sessions of 30 arrows. So if you can only shoot 30 arrows a week, you can shoot your first half this week and your second half next week. We will allow that. You can use any Portsmouth face, 3-spot or a full. Please remember that 10s are golds. There'll be a Google form on the website to register for, and all scoring this year will be done through the Onseo app, as they did for the Summer Metrics and the 360 Challenge. That'll save a lot. It saves a lot of time, a lot of administration, and it's much easier to verify scores. The normal CAC, everything else about the January challenge is normal. We've just made those few tweaks to help with COVID. After the success of the 360 challenge that we did in the summer, which was the 3 dozen, any distance you wanted, this winter we're going to do something similar called the 300, and this is like the 360 challenge, a virtual only event. So you must video your target face as a minimum when you shoot it and send it in. It's to be scored just like a Vegas round. So you're allowed to shoot this in December or January, indoors or out. Again, we don't mind. You must register on a Google form, and that will get you your score sheet sent to you. The rules are all as per the 360 challenge, so we'll update the website with the 300. It's a Vegas round, shot on a 3-spot face or a single face, triangle or vertical. We don't mind, as long as you can shoot on a correct 40 centimeter face. The face you use must be clean for your first scoring end. No used faces. Please make sure that your camera can see it. The recurve 10 is a 10 for everyone, and the compound in a 10 is scored as an X for everyone. It's Las Vegas rules. Again, this is going to have every division you can imagine available, and certificates will be sent out at the end of the event, just like the 360 challenge in the summer. And the last of the winter events that we have planned is a virtual national indoor championships. I think it was a real shame that the indoor nationals, understandably could not take place this year. But I think it'd be a shame if we can't hold it. A lot of other countries have decided to do this as well. I'm perusing the internet and seeing who's doing it best before I put our official rules out. But no, so we're going to have a virtual indoor championships. You'll be able to shoot your round in February or March. It can be shot in indoors or outdoors. But for this event, you will have to register officially through Sport 80. Clubs will need to register their venue where people compete. So it must be a registered venue you're competing at. And there must be 3 people present when you shoot your round to witness it. Only the first score you record will count for this event. There might be a fee because there will be a bit of organisation. All bow styles, all age groups, seniors, juniors, masters will be doing this. If juniors want to shoot a junior and a senior, they'll have to register twice, but it will be possible to do that. If you shoot at any UK record status events or world record status events as an open competition in March or February, they will automatically be counted towards this, and your first score will still count though. So the first time you shoot, you can shoot it at a competition or at your club. More details come out about this probably in about a month's time. Okay, so that's our virtual competitions we have planned for this winter. So there's going to be some updates now for the return to competition guidance and learnings from the events that we ran as well. So this is probably where a lot of questions will start coming up, and I will address them all after, but I can't see the question bar at the moment because I'm presenting. Okay, so updates coming into the guidance. We trialled some shoots at more than 30 people at the end of September. Woking, I think, ran the biggest competition for us with I think they had 60 or 64 people. But they went through a very strict process for us to be allowed to do that. We ran one at Lillishall, I think, with about 40. Again, it went well, but we had a lot of learnings and we were making changes week from week when we ran these competitions in September. I think looking into next year, I think we'd be stupid to think the world's going to be normal turn January the 1st. We all want competitions to return properly outdoors for next year. Clubs rely on it to make a lot of income. And I know running shoots with 30 people in it doesn't really make a lot of money. So we need to think what we can do to allow bigger shoots. So on the return to competition page on the website, there are some extra forms now. There is an event safety or event delivery plan form. That needs to be filled in by your club to say how you're going to run your bigger event safely within COVID secure government guidelines. I imagine, like me, you've all read this now on gov.org. It's a lot of reading. Droplet safety, transmission, all that stuff, touch points, it all has to be covered off on how you're going to do it. So this is not a risk assessment. This is an event delivery plan. That needs filling in along with a venue map stroke layout of your ground that shows your target range layout, shows your gapping, it shows your tent layout and your flow to show how you can move larger numbers of people around safely. So by sending the event delivery plan and your venue plan to us at AGB before you do your entry form, you can ask for an extension to your numbers. As I said, Woking delivered brilliantly a safe shoot for 64 people a day. I think we'd be more than happy to give that out if you can fit it in. I'll be honest, from my own learnings through the summer, we did run 4 people to a target and study Woking. We found that 4 meter centres weren't enough. We had to go up to 5 for the last shoots. With that, you had a lot of room at the target. The scoring systems, the way people scored at the targets did and didn't work as we went through in the summer. It worked brilliantly for compound archers on single faces. I think if anything, the new scoring system sped them up because they're not all huddled in and around. Recurves love to stand directly in front of their arrows and point at them, and that makes it really hard. And it is harder with 4 archers to a target. When we ran the UK Masters with 2 archers to a target at 4 meter centres, that worked brilliantly and it was fast. And it was very easy to pull your arrows. So you just need to work out your space, work out your capacities, and then fill in the application, and you can have more than 30 people at an outdoor shoot. You know, heaven forbid what happens next year, but I can't see next summer being restriction free. I think hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be easier, but I'm not nowhere near convinced it's going to be normal. Those are my learnings from our outdoor events. Indoors, we have a postponed trial competition, which is running 2 archers per target, 2 meter centres, but they've got screens up between each target. And if you don't have screens, it's 3.3 meters between targets, which is huge in an indoor sport hall. And I understand that that is not going to be easy or feasible to run. Oh, sorry. Face masks at all times when not shooting, obviously with indoor competitions. Okay. So planning ahead to 2021.
John,
Yeah.
John, we've got a question from Ben Horner.
Oh, okay.
Just put his hand up.
Ah, does he want to ask it or has he typed it?
Okay. Oh no, yeah, I'm going for an asking.
Go on.
I was just trying to work out the reasoning behind the indoor distances, because that doesn't seem to match the general government guidance for indoor distancing. That's 2 meters or 1 meters if there's a barrier. So I was just wondering why the significantly bigger gaps.
I can't. It's what Aaron and the group have decided. I've got no. I managed to get it up to 4 to a target outdoors and narrower lanes, but they wouldn't budge on indoors. Right to Aaron.
Yeah, I'll send him an email.
I'm not in that decision make. I don't know if there's anyone on this call from that decision making group. Yeah, is Peacock. Phil Watson here from Peacock.
Yeah, hi, it's Philip here. There was long and hard discussion over this, and at one point we were only going to be going for 3.3 meter centres. So it was a push to get the group to agree to 2 meter centres with barriers in place, and that's it was as much to do with arrow collection at the target line rather than the shooting line.
Mm. I'm on your side, Ben. But yeah, mate, to Aaron in the group that, and I am grateful that they did come down to the 2 meters with the barriers, because it would, I think 3.3 would have written off any chance of any competition indoors this winter.
Yeah.
Obviously, Bucks have a dispensation and don't have to follow our guidelines.
Yeah, we can't. We have the exception of not being able to kind of go off on a bit of a tangent, but we still have to stick as closely as possible to the guidance given by governing bodies. So it's still these kind of rules that we need to be looking at.
Yeah. So maybe if you write to Aaron, he might give you some more. Thank you, Phil, for helping us out there. Okay. So planning ahead for 2021. Predominantly, this is for our outdoor events at the moment. For running all competitions in 2021, I believe you need a crystal ball and more than one plan. I would love to be able to say, here's next year's calendar. I haven't completed it yet. And this is what we're doing. This is how many we're going to have. I am going to stick to quite close to our normal calendar. I hope the national tour stages will be back and they'll be as per 2020s. The size of shoots, we're going to have to just wait for Boris to really give us a clue. But this is why I'm working on similar numbers to the end of last year as a starting point. I don't think it'll go backwards. That's the one thing I believe in. So I hope we can start, if you've got room, with 64. As I said, you need to make your advanced plans on the size of your field, working at, I believe, 5 meter centres if you want 4 to a target. It can work at 4 meter centres, but it's tight. 5 was a lot better and felt a lot safer. And that was the feedback from the people coming to the pilot events we ran in July, August and September. I think it's really important before your entry goes out that you have your field plan, you have your COVID safe plan, touch points. It doesn't matter how often you sit and walk around and look, we'll miss a touch point. And I'll be honest, we missed a huge one ourselves when we ran our first pilot head to head. We never thought about the flip number boards that we flip over between each end. The silliest thing. And next thing you know, we're running up to the targets between matches, cleaning them and sanitizing them because people were moving from a different target. So, and you've got to take your target face with you if you change targets, if you're running head to head, or if you use the D-cut waterproof ones, you can sanitize those. So cannot say how good they are, the D-cut waterproof. Maple leaf are as good, but don't last as long. I think you need to think don't think this is the shoot we've always ran. Like you saw when we put a UK Masters out in October, we didn't run the normal UK Masters. We ran a 1 day 720 qualifier with a head-to-head after. And that's how we managed to make it work, with compounds and bare bows on the Saturday. And then on the Sunday, we had the recurves and the longbows, because we couldn't get everyone on the field on 1 day. So maybe have 2 one-day competitions rather than a 2-day competition. Or run sessions on Saturday and sessions on Sunday, and so you can give as many people a chance to take part as possible. And the last thing I'm going to say to everybody, and I've alluded to it already, is I think we need to be honest about an entry fee, particularly with indoors. That someone is running an indoor competition in a couple of weeks, thanks to those rules coming out that he could do 2 meters, and he's had to increase his entry fee, but he's sold out and has 90 people on the waiting list. So don't just think, oh, we've always charged £10, but we can't afford to run it with half the number of people at £10. You might find there are still people willing to pay more. And this isn't me saying we've got to put all the entry fees up, but it might be the only way we can make competition happen. You've got to know your budget, know what it costs to run your shoot, know how many you can get in, and go, okay. And as I said, Helen Lee, they're running a world record status for Feet 18. Hopefully, if lockdown finishes when it's meant to. He sold out the 68 places I think he had, or 78 places he had, but he's still got 90 people on a waiting list, and he upped his entry fee, I think a £5 from what he would normally charge. Nothing crazy. And I just think we need to look at that to make an event work. If we have less people, there are still people who want to do it, and it might cost more. So that's my first big section done, and that was a lot done very quick because that's how I do it. But now we're going to go to Katy, who is going to talk about using Sport 80.
Is my mic back on now? Brilliant.
Yeah.
So we've changed the process now in terms of applying for shoots. Previously, you would have contacted Karen. Karen would have gone through all the applications, put it through. It would have been signed off by John and gone. Then you would have received confirmation from Karen, and then additional emails from Karen for the record claims and things like that. So the new process is this. So to have this access first, though, you will need to contact your club secretary, unless you already yourself have this access. So you can gain event admin access. So you go onto your normal membership portal and you click whichever one you need. So your club would be here instead of Archery GB. Down the side of it here is events. There will be information put on the website to guide you through this whole process. Sorry, it's just taking its time. So here's the event section, and you click event sanctioning. So the prices are there. So where it says entries not on platform, you've now got the option to use the Sport 80 platform if you wish to for your entries. So for this one, we'll just take it off Nott. So normally you would have paid this. If you want to use our entry system, you can do for an additional cost. You can also now put your non-record status competitions on here without a fee. So I'll just click the record status. So this is the first page you get. Basically, it's quite simple. Fill in all the details. Just bear in mind that if you do type the date in, it is year, month, date, rather than how we would usually have it. But it does come up with the box anyway. So we'll click this. 2-day shoot, obviously do the second date. However, if you're doing 2 different competitions. So if you're having, I don't know, 1440 on the Saturday and a 720 on the Sunday, you'd need to enter them separately. Your details, I'm just have to fill it in so I can get to the next page. Your website address, if you have one, we need you to pop your judging charge in. The entry date, if you have one, and the closing date, if you have one, if you want to put them on here. Bear in mind this is open to everybody if you want it open to everyone, so at least people can see when your closing and open date is. So here is the type of shoot you go for, so we'll go for target. You can put an entry fee in. You don't have to, it will actually go forward if you don't want to. So let's say we're going for a target. You then click here and it comes down with the rounds available for that particular award. So if I go onto a star, the 1440 is the only one which comes up. We go back onto target awards. You can put additional ones in here as well. So if you're doing, it's unlikely, but let's say you're doing a 18 meter as well and a thing, you can put them both in there. Then whether it's single or a double, whether it's head to head, if it's open or not, as into the rest of the organisation, click again whether you want. For the time being, don't worry about the tier aspect of it. This is for the ranking system. When that gets implemented, we will go through the next phase of that. So you just click next, search an address. And it'll search it straight away for you there, just find address. Please make sure that when you are typing your event title in, that it is exactly what your event title should be, because it makes a difference later on when the judges come to put their information in on the other form that we have for them, for their new J07s. So address as is, then next. And then basically here, just put any additional information that you want to show to people. If there's any downloads or anything like that, that can go there. So if you've got a prospectus, or especially for what we're doing at the moment, any COVID information, you can put that here as a download for people to access. So it's quite a simple system. You can access it at any point. Now, what happens from here is it goes into your basket. I have some which need doing. Then you just go into checkout as you normally would if you were entering a competition. You can pay by backs, or you can pay directly on the system, or a check if you wish to. Then basically it goes into a pending, and John will approve the record status if he's happy with the dates and competitions, etc. And then accounts will approve that the money's gone through. I'll just look at a question because somebody's just popped a question up. Do the county, so it says here, what if it's a county administrated event? You should have county access as well. So the county secretary or the regional secretary will need to give you access to it as event admin, and then it should work absolutely fine. So you can, though, it means that the regional approval is up to your region.
Yeah.
So we do have some regions who do not check it at all, but we have some regions which do. So that's completely up to the regional constitution rather than NGB. So you'll need to show them.
It's only SCAS who do this because they pay half your fee, correct? Yeah, no other region or county is doing that. Yeah, so you just need to somehow maybe send the old paperwork to SCAS to tell them what you're doing, but that's between you and SCAS. We don't require SCAS to approve anything now. Okay.
Ben?
Sorry, I'm going to be a pain again. With a lot of the student stuff, we have a lot of non-archery GB recognised bodies, so things like the student league structures that run events and apply for the record status kind of outside of the kind of normal club structure, how do we go about doing this? Is there still the option to do it kind of via the standard form, or do we have to kind of bodge a way through Sport 80 that just doesn't look like it's quite going to work?
What is it is it different rounds you're talking about, or is it
so rather than a club applying for record status, it's normally one of our student groups, so either New or C or Bucks itself, that apply for those record statuses.
okay.
So we've done a bit of research into this the last 12 months, as you know.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna I believe that Bucks will be allowed an account on here.
Okay.
So it all have to come through Bucks, and that's where all your payments will have to come from. Yeah.
Perfect.
So it will be the TOs, but Bucks can give each TO their own.
Well, I think it'd be Alice would then give you the access.
Yeah, but they'll be able to. They can add other users as well.
Perfect. Yeah, we'll liaise with you outside of this then. That's fine. Thank you.
So, Katy, do you want to answer Susan's question? And
Okay, yeah. So everybody from asked to transfer their shoots for next year, I will be putting all of those into the system. There is one downfall with the fact that I'll have to be putting them in, is that you won't be able to go in and edit them. So if there's any problems or if there's any changes that you need to make, just let me know and I can make all the changes. But if you had a refund, you will be required to use this system. It will be on the website, I believe tomorrow. They're putting it up, and it'll be in the tournament organisers page. There's a description of how you just basically what I've been through, but with screenshots. But yeah, so if you've any competition that you've said to me, we want to push forward to next year, please don't put it on, otherwise it will be on here twice.
Thank you.
No worries. So kind of the bonus of it as well is the fact that you can, obviously not next year if you've already moved a shoot, but if you put it in yourself, it does mean that you can go in and change your judge if that changes, and you can change any additional bits if the fees change or if there's any information changes, venues and stuff like that. The competition information, which you usually have, so your tournament organisers handbook, the records, they are all available on the website. I won't show you where they are now, but they are all available on the website. However, I am trying to talk to IT about putting them on this platform as well, so it's a bit easier to find them, because I am aware that the website is a little bit clunky sometimes, so I'm trying to get it onto here. And we're also going to see if we can get somebody to do some form of email, even from the Sport 80 system, because unfortunately Karen has moved to a different department, so she will no longer be dealing with this. So if you do have any questions at all about anything to do with your competition or competitions going forward, if you send them to tournaments@archerygb.org, or either myself or John, to be fair, I'll be probably the one who answers my tournaments anyway, but either me or John, and we'll deal with it from there. So unfortunately, Karen isn't the kind of go-to person anymore, but there are other people available. Any questions about the system, or is everybody quite happy?
Would any of you like Katy to go through that again? Because it is straightforward, or if anybody is doing it and wants a personal demo, we can do some drop-in sessions as well, just where people can have some one-on-one and Katy can walk people through it, or I will. I put a shoot through. It was okay. I know some other clubs have tried it for us. Once you get your head around Sport 80, it's pretty straightforward. I think it's like the first time you enter a shoot, people weren't sure, and after you've done 5 or 6, it's just straightforward, isn't it? And it gets quicker every time.
To be fair, I've noticed there's some issues already with it which are getting changed, so you might find that everything actually is a lot better by the time you start entering your competitions, because to be fair, I'm doing probably 90% of the ones for next year, so hopefully you shouldn't have to do too many. Yeah. But it would be worth, if you do hold a non-record status shoot at all next year, to put it through just to have a practice with it, because there's no fee for a non-record status shoot now, so it may be worth that.
Yeah.
I will change it straight away, of course. Yes, Mary. Don't worry about it. Just email me and I'll change everything. I'm trying my hardest to make sure that it's taken me quite a long time to put them in, to make sure that I don't make any mistakes. But yeah, just send me any amendments I need to do.
I think, yes, you can, because you can just delete it.
You can delete it straight away, yeah.
There was a non-record status event, and yeah, we do encourage people, if you're running anything that's not record status, still to put it on here, because this will become like the shoot calendar, so it'll just get on there. I don't think, have we dropped the 5?
Yeah, we've completely dropped the £5 now. So, you know, any type of shoot you're hosting and you want to invite other people, just put it on here. It's not a problem at all, and it means that you can get used to it, ready for next year. But feel free to go on there once you've got the access. Have a look around. If there's anything that it goes wrong or you need me to delete something, just let me know and I can delete it. Yeah.
So I've got 2 more slides I will just share now. Okay, so badges and awards. The last 2 years, when we've been doing the national tour events around the country and our national competitions and the indoor nationals, we've been awarding the World Archery 1440s and Target Awards on the day if people have come up and claimed them. And this had a lot of good feedback from people. Also, particularly, it started at the junior nationals because there were so many awards the one day. We just thought we'd give them all out at the end of the shoot. And then we did it at the British Target Champs, and it escalated. And last year, around all the national tours, we took them around with us every weekend, and some shoots we gave them all out. People were happy to do it with us. So we're willing from now on to send you the Vita Target Awards, the 1440s and Rose Awards to your event for you to give out to people claiming them on the day, as long as you fill in the paperwork. So it's just which you would have to fill in anyway to send to us for people to claim them. But it just means that the person receives the award on the day they get it. So we're doing another trial with another shoot in a few weeks. If the indoor tournament happens, we asked someone if he wanted to trial it. We'll send him some Vita Target Awards for an indoor tournament. There's no cost to you for this. We'll send you the badges free of charge. We just ask that you tell us what you've given out. That's the only thing we really need in return. We'll post them to you. You can either keep them for your next one or know what you need. It'll take us a while to learn what TOs need, but we're not going to ask you to post them back. If they don't get it, you can roll them over to your next award. So if TOs think this is a good thing and they want to do it, we are more than happy now to start doing this. And purely off the basis that the shoots we've done it at, people have been so grateful to receive them on the day when they've actually made that achievement. And I think it's a really nice thing. So my last slide, because we all love death by PowerPoint, is questions. So you can tap them in, or you can put your hand up and ask them. If anyone has any questions or you want us to go over any of this again, I'm more than happy.